morning, and welcome back to This Week in the Mohawk Valley. Time now for our CNY travel segment, joined by Sarah Foster from Oneida County Tourism. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
We're talking about the beach today, Sylvan Beach, right?
Yes, we are. So we are joined today by James Pendle, and he is the creator of Park After Dark Ghost Tours. And my understanding is that you're a paranormal investigator, correct?
Yes, I am. How are you? Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
This is awesome.
I know, people love hearing about this stuff. So why don't you just first give us a little intro on yourself and talk about what you do and
Sure. My name is James, again. I'm a private investigator by trade. About 10 years ago, I got interested in the paranormal investigation, went and joined groups, learned the trade a little bit because it's quite different than what I usually do. I heard that the Yesterday's Royale was hiring for bouncers back in 2013, and I actually applied and I got the job. And this was right around the time where the Ghost Hunters came out with their episode. I think it's Scream Park.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, wow, I could actually work in a haunted location. I am in.
It's a win-win, yeah.
Yes. So I applied for the job and I actually got it. A few weeks went by. I noticed that the park was advertising for a ghost tour / dinner. I inquired about it, and they said that they were looking for a host. I told them my background and stuff, and they gave me a try, and here I am 4 years later doing Park After Dark Ghost Tours. And it has not been disappointing.
That's awesome. So now, are you still, do you go to all over Sylvan Beach, or do you focus on Yesterday's Royale, or how does that work?
Actually, Yesterday's Royale is closed now. It's not open.
I didn't know if you were still in there.
Luckily, my first year that I spent at the park, I spent my whole time in the Yesterday's Royale. I spent many nights alone in the Yesterday's Royale, and it would always keep me interested a little bit, but things would happen where you could just call it off as like an organic noise.
Yeah.
After that, the Yesterday's Royale closed for the year, and the park still wanted to continue with the tours. So I looked out and I saw all these old buildings and stuff. I'm like, let's try something. Yeah, why don't you give me the park after it closes?
Yeah.
And I will take people through these buildings and we'll conduct investigations. And they agreed. And right off the bat, the first night in the arcade, it right off the bat.
Got creepy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, that's good timing.
This is right at Sylvan Beach?
This is right
in the
Sylvan
arcade,
Beach.
right?
Now, yes. Now, I want to tell people the beach is open to the public, and it's free. You can go into the beach, walk around. Most of the buildings that we go into are open. I would strongly suggest if you're there, just take photos. That's all you need to do. And last year, they were a little bit more photogenic than noisy the year before. But I am totally convinced that whole park is haunted.
Okay. Now, when you're saying Sylvan Beach, are you talking about all the restaurants and everything,
park.
or focusing on
the amusement park?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I've been going there I went there all the time when I was a little kid, and now going there as an adult, you can definitely grasp that.
Since I've been getting the word out, people have been just going through and taking photos and sending me the photos.
Yeah.
And there's some pretty amazing photos that
so
they're
you're
taking.
saying you can maybe see something in a photo?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If you go to my website, there's this one ride that we hit on our tour. And supposedly a little girl has been seen on this ride. That's why we focus on this one ride.
Yeah.
And I tell the story, and then I allow the people, would you like to go on the ride? And some of them take me up on the offer, and some of them stay back. Well, the people that stay back off the ride, their job is to take photos. So one particular night, it wasn't busy at the park at all. 2 participants got on the ride. They were the only 2 participants on that ride. We were all taking photos. One of my participants comes running up to me at her cell phone, showing me. She's like, "Oh my gosh, look at this!" And I looked at it. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
What was it?
It is a figure of a little girl in the car directly behind the two
Oh my God, I'm
people.
getting chills.
Yes. And
Meow.
the kicker is, a couple weeks prior, my son usually holds the video camera for me during the tours, so it's actually me and my son. And we were leaving the park after a tour. This was probably about 1:30 at night, and I actually saw a little girl run from the area of that ride up into the ride called the Himalaya. So I immediately ran over, and I went up one side of the ride, my son went up the other side of the ride, and no little girl could be found. And then a couple weeks later, lo and behold, in that same area, I got a picture of a little girl. So,
man, that's nuts.
And let me stress, there's nothing to be afraid of there. There's nothing evil there.
Right.
They just pretty much want to be known.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
all.
that tends to be what I think people hear.
Yeah.
Or it could be a misconception that, I mean, it's definitely scary to think about. But then you have to remind yourself, okay, like, we're not really doing anything wrong. We're not trying to harm them, vice versa. So, okay. Well, can you just tell us a little bit about the actual tour, like how it entails, how you book it?
What you can do is you can go to my website, hauntedSylvanBeach.com, or you can go to the park's website. And let me tell you, what we do is the tour starts at 9:30. We take a brief walk around the park, and we discuss the legends of whom supposedly still roams the park after death has taken them. And that's where you actually get to go on the ride. After that, by the time that ends, the park will be closed, all the buildings will be secured, and then we enter into the buildings and we actually go on a ghost hunt. I encourage everybody to bring their cameras, recorders, anything you want, because when stuff happens, you know it.
Yeah, and you want to capture it.
Right.
And so they officially start May 27th,
Correct.
Okay. Great. So,
and how often do you do that?
I do them every Friday night and Saturday nights throughout the whole summer and October.
Okay.
Very nice. And then I see that you brought your haunted history
I brought
trail.
my haunted history trails.
Yeah, so those books, they did the books this year. They finally got so big that they couldn't even fit everything in a brochure. But
as you can see, it's pretty beat up.
Yeah, well, you got to get more.
Let me tell you, I have actually went to a few of these places.
Yeah.
And I've conducted a little investigation, and there's one place in here, Hyde Hall.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is
Dutchess County?
It's on Cooperstown.
Oh, Cooperstown. Yes. Okay.
What an amazing place. I would strongly recommend just go there. What I like to do is I like to go into like historical places and actually take my mind back to where the time used to be.
Yeah.
Try to imagine it. When you walk into Hyde Hall, everything is original or pretty darn close to it. It's pretty easy to just take yourself away and go, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Also, the Brelock, I investigated there.
Yep.
They were awesome people. I would strongly go there. If you want to go have a drink in a haunted place, go have
Probably
a drink.
need a drink at a haunted place. Yeah, but that's great. I mean, that's great to be part of that. I know those
Yes.
the brochures and the booklets, they fly when we take them to different shows and events. So you're doing a great thing. But you want to just give us like a rundown of the information again, website and dates and that kind of thing?
Yep, absolutely. The tours are every Friday night and Saturday night throughout the summer. You can go to my website, hauntedSylvanBeach.com, or you can go to Sylvan Beach Amusement Park, and you can get information there. You can buy tickets there. And again, I want to remind everybody, if you're there, please just take photos. You know, a lot of people go to the beach, just walk through the amusement park, take photos, and if you get anything interesting, send it to me.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'll be back anytime you want.
Happy ghost hunting.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick time out and come back with more of This Week in the Mohawk Valley.